Good morning, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, family, friends, and of course my fellow graduates. It's both an honour and a privilege to have been asked to represent you all today at our graduation ceremony as valedictorian. Now you have to bear with me as I stand here nervously and give this speech, as I must admit when I was first asked to take on this important role, I laughed nervously as it dawned on me what being valedictorian meant. Suddenly, all I could think was, not only did I have to focus on not tripping over as I walk across the stage to meet the Chancellor, but I also had to face my fear of public speaking. This got me thinking, and I realised facing the fear of going back to university is what got me here in the first place. Congratulations, graduates. Our paths to get here today have all been different, but I'm sure we all shared the same excitement and relief to be celebrating all that we have achieved over the last few years. I'm certain that, like me, you've all made many sacrifices to get you here today. We couldn't have done it all alone. So on behalf of the graduates, I'd like to thank the people that have been there for us through this journey and have made this possible. Thank you to our families, friends, partners, children and colleagues for your endless encouragement, patience and understanding, for listening to us airing our frustrations, acknowledging our stress around assignment deadlines and exams, and for supporting us through the uncertainties and challenges that we faced studying through a global pandemic. Thank you to my midwifery peers for sharing your stories and experiences of what study looked like and placement all over rural Queensland and down in Tasmania. Thank you to my clinical facilitator, who despite the ever-changing placement circumstances, always supported, checked in and reassured us when we felt like giving up. Thank you to the university staff, library staff, academic staff, placements office and our support networks for keeping us on track, focused and reminding us that it was all going to be worth it to get here to graduation today. We couldn't have done it without you. Everyone has a story, and I'd like to briefly share mine with you today. I'd like to thank my parents for the sacrifices they've made, especially through drought-stricken years, for me to be here today. I grew up not far from here in the small town of Gundawindi. I was fortunate to have the opportunity to attend boarding school in Brisbane, where I gained the confidence to enrol and complete my first undergraduate degree, a Bachelor of Nursing. I always knew that midwifery was a path that I'd one day pursue. However, gaining full-time employment as a graduate nurse at a busy tertiary hospital made it difficult to decide on the right time to drop my hours at work and go back to full-time study. When I was 10 years old, my parents told my brother and I that we were going to be older siblings. This news both excited and fascinated me. I was amazed by how the human body worked and how babies were born. I began my nursing career in 2015. However, it wasn't until 2018, when I did some volunteer work as a registered nurse in Kenya, that I was fortunate enough to be present for the birth of a baby. With no midwifery experience whatsoever, I was a mere spectator, witnessing the miracle of life being brought into this world. It was at that moment that I knew it was the right time to go back to university and chase that dream of becoming a midwife. I was both excited and terrified as I stepped onto campus for the first day of residential school back in 2020. After leaving on day one, I remember thinking, what have I gotten myself into? However, the reassurance and the support that we received throughout that first week meant that by the end of residential school, I knew that I could do it, and I was excited to get started. I knew it was going to be a juggling act, and perhaps a bit of an overcommitment, working 0.6 FTE as a shift-working RN, along with attending integrated placement, being on call 24/7 for my pregnant women, completing theory work, doing assignments, exams, and attending online tutorials. I quickly learnt that I'd have to live by my diary, to not miss deadlines or shifts, to go and buy groceries, and to schedule in very necessary coffee dates with friends and peers. I knew it was going to be hard work, and I knew it would be challenging. What I didn't know was how challenged we were going to be by the global pandemic. I'm very lucky that the mode of delivery of my course was always online, but I know for others, the pandemic meant transitioning and adapting from face-to-face study to the new and very different method of online learning. For those of us requiring clinical experience hours to complete our courses, the pandemic meant having our clinical placements put on hold, with the uncertainty of if or when they would resume. All the graduates sitting here today are determined, resilient, and patient. Through lockdowns, uncertainties, restrictions, blood, sweat, laughter, and tears, we've come out the other end. My fellow graduates, for many of us today marks the end of our academic journeys and the beginning of or advancement in our careers. For some of us, we've already entered the workforce, and this is our third attempt we've made at attending a graduation ceremony due to lockdowns or new COVID variant outbreaks. For others, this is just the first step onto our tertiary study path, on the way to where we want to be when we grow up. Wherever you are in your journey, you should be so proud of yourself and all the hard work that has gotten you here today. UniSQ has given us the tools and the foundation to excel in our chosen careers, so use them wisely. There's always more to learn and knowledge to be gained. It might not ever feel like the right time to learn something new or go back and do further study, but it's never too late. Get uncomfortable, challenge yourselves, look at what you've achieved so far and believe in yourself. You can always go further. I encourage you to seek out new opportunities and chase your dreams. Sometimes it's doing the things that scare you the most that get you to where you want to be. Graduates, although this may feel like the end, this is only the beginning. Thank you and congratulations again.